take it. Baraka za baba, za baba, za baba. Yendo number uno, Yesu number uno. Yeah. Number uno, yendo number uno. Si chocha. What is working in my life, oh? Working in my life.
Praise the Lord. My name is Pastor Mwangi, and this is the Angaza show, where we have conversations about matters that affect the body of Christ, testimonies that are life-changing, and above all, some little bit of music, and also the crossword segment. And today is the testimony time, and we'll be sharing and hearing this amazing testimony, and it deals with the place and the presence of pain. I don't want to unfold it, but I just want to invite my guest, even as we get to indulge and hear about this amazing testimony. Today we want to talk about sexual abuse, and to be very specific, about rape, the pain, the agony, and also the process of getting out. And with me is an amazing guest, Bonus Fesana.
Amen.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You know, when someone looks at you externally, they may not know that, you know, you've gone through some stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the face of many people.
Yeah,
looking very
true.
Okay, but damaged.
That's
Maybe
true.
you can begin with just giving us your name and what you do.
So I am Favor Irene Karimi. I've been born again for many years, 3 decades now.
Wow.
And active in ministry. I'm a gender violence officer and trauma psychologist. I work with the rape survivors, rape victims, transforming them to rape survivors. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And this is not just something you studied, but this is something you've gone through.
Yeah, I went through it, then studied it, then went through it again.
Wow.
So I do it out of experience and as a call of God on my life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Maybe just briefly, I know it's a long story.
Yeah.
But just briefly, you know, we can begin from your childhood.
Yes, sir.
And you know, how things just began to unfold.
Now, the first time I encountered rape, I was 6 years towards 7 years, through my father.
Are we talking about biological father?
Biological father.
Oh, okay.
So, and he did it, my mother was away, so he did it, then he actually stabbed me with a knife on my knee so that I keep quiet. And so he did it so many times, and every time he did it, he also extended abuse by either beating me or buying me tokens so that I don't mention it. But every time he did it, he kept telling me, the stabbing I did on your thighs, I will do it by killing you, like disconnecting your head from your body. So I ensured that I never said through it until one day it was too much. So I decided to run away from home at that age.
Where was your mom at this time?
My mom was a little bit young, so she was not into motherhood. So she was doing her stuff with her life.
So mom was not present?
Yes.
And the abuse began?
It began
at 6 years?
At 6 years.
This is your biological father?
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Sorry to use this word, was he normal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was there anything?
Absolutely normal, nothing.
And he stabbed you?
Yeah, he stabbed me on my knee, extended that knife all the way up here. And he told me, what I've done, I will do it on your neck.
And this abuse continued?
It continued progressively for some while. Then after that time now, I ran away from home.
Okay.
Went to stay with my mother's mother now in Meru town. So when I started staying in Meru, now my mom's cousins and brothers, now they also started abusing me sexually. 5 of them.
How old were you at this time?
That time I'm 9 years.
9 years, this must be a class 3, class 4.
Class 3, class 4.
3, class 4.
Yeah.
Very, you know, looking at you, you're already, sorry to use this word, tiny.
I'm big right now.
Right now you're big. I'm trying to imagine.
I was small. So when I went to my mom's village in Meru, her cousins and her brothers started the abuse, and 5 of them never knew that all of them are abusing me.
Wow.
So I'm the only person who knew they were abusing me. So I'm in school, day school. So I'm wondering which route will I use to go home, because every route has one of them. They could abuse me besides the road, in the bushes. They never had decent places to do it.
Wow.
So they did it until I got to Form 2. I thank God I went to a boarding school, so I had rest in boarding school. But every time I'm on the holidays, they resume. And they were married. 2 of them were HIV. Yeah. So, and they could beat me. All of them, they had different abuse languages. One of them could buy me gifts and sweets. The other one is verbal abuse, sexual abuse. The other one will just kunitishia life, kunitishia to life. So every one of them, the abuse was very different and very unique. And when I got now to Form 2, they intensified actually. Because I'm in Form 2, August is my birthday, so every birthday I fast.
Okay.
So this holiday in Form 2, I'm in a fasting. Then I go to church in Deliverance Church, Meru, to spend time with God. Then the presence of God overtakes me and I'm late to go home. I go home at 6:30. And it was illegal for me to go home past 5. So at 6:30 I go home, then I pass through the Meru Stadium as a shortcut for me to get home quickly. Then I meet now five of them together, and they beat me up. I'm late, they abuse me, tell me I'm from doing prostitution, and I tell them I'm in a fasting, I'm from church. You can even go and ask the pastor, because the pastor always sees me in church crying, and he has never known why I cry. So they beat me up. One of my uncles had pieces of bottle. He had broken pieces of the Fanta bottle of that time. He had broken it into pieces and some pieces of razor blades. So he had mixed them together. So he put them in my mouth and squeezed his 2 fingers in my nose and squeezed my mouth and forced me to swallow them.
Whoa.
So they beat me up. Then the other one, of course, Merus being Merus, they carry knives. Removed a knife from his pocket, then cut the sweater that I was wearing. I was wearing my primary school sweater. So he cut the mkono ya sweater, then tied my neck and strangled me. Na the other one, amenifunga mapua na mdomo na niko na pieces za chupa na wembe kwa mdomo. So, of course, in the process, I passed out because of the trauma, the intensity of the trauma. I passed out. So it entered to them that I have died. So they ran away. No, they raped me, all of them now. They raped me after I passed out.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, 5 of them raped me now at a go. So they left me there bleeding. So
These are your cousins?
no, my mom's cousins and brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, so they left me in the stadium, bleeding and I think almost dead. So when I woke up, it's in the morning. I go home, tell my grandmother this is what has happened. Then she tells me I'm from doing prostitution.
Now this is your grandmother?
Yeah. Then she beats me.
Did you mention the culprits?
I did. And I used to tell her and she could tell me, shut up. Maneno kama hizo haziongeleangwi. That was her language. So I grew up knowing how to keep quiet through abuse.
So you've gone home, you're bleeding.
Yeah.
Was there any medical care?
No, I just took so many showers. Then, of course, she beat me up, telling me I'm a prostitute. So I decided now, because now I'm a teenager, I may conceive. So I decided to go to a church mother that I had started trusting. Then I told her, she takes me to the hospital. They clean me up, flush off the contents. Then because she was a psychologist, now she put me through counseling. And then she decided to take the initiative to be visiting me in school every Saturday to counsel me. So I moved on, Apostle T, I moved on, then finished high school.
Let me even, before we go to high school,
Yeah,
I know it's something I may not have the chance to ask.
yeah,
Are these perpetrators still alive?
No.
Do you meet them?
no,
All the 5?
they are dead.
All of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they are dead right now. Mysterious deaths, actually. Because every time I forgave one, because forgiveness was a journey. Every time I forgave one, he died.
We will come to that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to understand, you
Yeah.
know, maybe do you meet with them and all that. You've said something very powerful, and this is what many rape victims go through.
Yeah,
They try to open up to the authority,
yeah,
and sometimes the community has made it to be like a taboo. We
Yeah.
don't talk about these things, and some of the perpetrators are too close
yeah,
that when you share, you look like you're the one who was on the wrong,
yeah,
yet you're the one who's a victim.
yeah.
So now you've moved to high school.
I moved to
These are now primary school, your whole life, you know,
Then high
raped by a
school.
very close person, your
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
In high school,
Yeah.
now the number is increasing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that one that happened in the stadium, actually I had a lot of depression, high level intensity of depression. I lost my memory. Then later on, one of my senior uncles who really loves me now shifted me from Meru and took me to stay with my mom's auntie in Kisii. Then I joined a day school in Kisii, finished my day school in Kisii, then joined campus, did my psychology counseling. Then I now came to Nairobi to work. So because of my burden with the rape, that time I'm not even healed because I did my psychology for me. I was not doing it to train to be a professional. I wanted to face me and tackle my pain individually because the people who have surrounded me, who have abused me, are people who are so close to my life. So I have trust issues with human beings. So I did psychology counseling to self-talk my life out of pain.
And who was facilitating you at that time?
It's Justice Daniel Musinga.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
he's the one who saw me leading worship somewhere. I'm a worship leader.
Yeah.
Saw me leading worship, then he told me God has told him to educate me. So he took me through the campus.
Now, you know, you said something, you're coming from church.
Yeah,
And the power of God overwhelmed you.
yeah,
And on that fateful day
yeah,
is the day these people gang raped you
yeah,
and even wanted to kill you.
yeah.
Did that shake your faith? Did you come to the place of asking, where was God? I was just in the presence of God. How comes that this thing is happening to me, yet I'm a believer?
I was annoyed with God. Actually, my prayers those days were like, God, I'm done with you. Because I'm from your presence, I'm from a divine visitation and a divine encounter with you. Then you allow this happen. Where is your covering? Where is your protection? Where is your love? I've been walking with you throughout my childhood and my teenagehood, and you've stopped making sense actually.
Wow.
But one thing I promised God, I told God that my intimacy with you will never be stolen. I'm annoyed, but my intimacy with you will never be stolen because I don't have anywhere else to go to except you. So right now, me and you, we are done in this season, but I'll come back.
Okay. Wow. So now Justice, you said Justice.
Justice Musinga then takes me to school.
Yes, and you go and pursue psychology.
I pursue psychology for me, just for my self-awareness, my self-healing, and all this journey. And of course, I take myself through that journey of self-healing for 3 years. Then I'm able to overcome. Then I come to Nairobi in 2011, and I start working with the rape survivors in Kibera.
Wow.
Start rescuing children who are being raped by their fathers, like I was raped by my father. Start rescuing children who are being raped by their uncles and their big brothers. And even boys who are being molested by their big sisters in homes.
So, there's also molestation.
Yes.
Wow.
For the boys, it's there, and actually it's huge. So I started working.
And also, I think also the house helps.
Yes.
A big
That's
number
right.
that end up molesting
Yes.
boys.
Yeah. Relatives, then house helps, then now in church.
Wow.
Yes. So I worked with that. At some point in 2014, I decided the project now has become big because I was partnering with the Nairobi women. Now let me move closer to Kibera so that now I can work when I'm close to them. So I moved to Kibera. I continue working with the rape victims. Then in February 9th in 2015,
February 9th.
February 9th, 2015, at 1:10 a.m. at night, I hear the loudest bang. And I had 10 thieves in the house.
Wow.
10 thieves in the house. Apostle T, I don't know what to say. I only whispered a prayer and told God, Lord, it's happening again. And I surrender my life to you. Because that day we had Apostle Juma in our church and Apostle Mwabili. And I told him, I'm feeling ish. And they prayed for me.
Okay. What was that ish?
I was just feeling scared, anxiety. And I went and told my bishop and Apostle David Juma, I told them, I'm feeling funny. Please pray for me. We were having a conference in Shofa House. And they prayed for me. Apostle Juma even anointed me. So when I had a bang and I saw 10 men in the house, I told God, I don't have anything to do. I surrender my life to you. So they started packing everything in the house, They had a lorry outside.
That is which estate?
I was staying in the Woodley. So they packed everything.
Was it a standalone? Was it an apartment?
It was hizi nyumba ziko kwa compound yake tu.
Oh, so we call them the standalones.
Yeah.
So you had your own compound.
Yes.
Okay.
But it had excuse where we had the university students.
Okay.
Because when I screamed, they screamed also.
Okay.
Then some of the guys went there and beat them, so they shut up. One of them comes to me and he starts questioning me, why am I beautiful? Kwa nini we ni mrembo na una mshikaji? That's the language he used. So I tell him, I'm a church girl, I'm a servant of God, so I'm waiting on God for an appropriate man. So akaanza kuniuliza mbona unatuongelesha hizo malanguage zenu za kiroho, malanguage zenu deep. So he comes with a gun and inserts it in my mouth, then he pushes it all the way down here. And I shut up. And so because walikuwa mezima light kwa nyumba na walikuwa na torches zao, I'm sorry about that. So walikuwa na torches zao wakamulikiana, so mmoja akatoa pieces za condoms. So wakaanza akashare wakapatiana, wakamulikiana, wakavaa. Then of course kuna mwingine alikuwa na panga akaiguzisha kwa ukuta, then akakuja akaifanyia mic testing kwa shingo yangu. So they literally descended on me one after another. So at some point I passed out because of I don't know how to explain that trauma. I don't have the language for that trauma. So
how many men were? What was the number?
There were 10 thieves.
10 thieves.
10 men. So I saw them exchanging, wakimulikiana, exchanging, wakimulikiana. Now one of them actually wanted to do it through the mouth, but I contended, but they beat me up. Actually threw me off the bed and started kicking me. He beat me so badly such that my kidney had several tears, and my uterus had ruptured 3 times.
Wow.
My rectum had ruptured, so beat me up, then akanirusha kwa kitanda tena, and they continued for the next 1 hour.
This is Kenya?
Yeah, they continued for the next 1 hour. So when they were done, they packed the bed and the beddings, and now they left. So I was left on the floor.
You know, sir, some things we don't even see them in movies, because this is animalistic,
Yeah.
and very inhuman.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's very hard to finish the first segment, but we have to finish. I want to know, for you to come here, for you to share your story, it means you are either in the process of healing, or you're already healed.
Yeah.
And I want to know that journey.
Yeah.
Because there are many people who have gone through it,
Yes,
or
sir.
are going through it.
Yes, sir.
I think very few will stand. Very few will have the time to sit where you're sitting. Anyway, I want to take a short break, and immediately after the break, we'll pick up with this conversation. Thank you. So welcome back, and thank you for joining us. This is Angaza. Remember, you can follow up on our social media handles at Angaza KBC. And also want to say thank you to the All Saints Cathedral Church for availing this amazing atmosphere where we can have this conversation. We were picking up on this story. Sexual abuse, rape is something, and even other forms of abuse. When you look at abuse, it goes in many ways, and sexual abuse is one of them. And just going through this story, you begin to wonder whether we are still in Kenya, how inhuman men can be. And it's a sad reality. And in this sad reality, I want to believe this is a sample story of what is exactly happening in our society, where parents are raping their own children, where we have relatives abusing their own children, senior and also juniors. And this last place of this testimony is what just broke it all. 10 gangsters invade one house, and all of them decide to what we call gang rape one lady. This is inhuman. So these men abuse you and they leave you unconscious, and they still carry the bed and the bedding.
Yeah.
They had all that time.
Yeah, they covered their mission like within 1 hour and 20 minutes or so. They were done with everything.
So how did you get help? What happened after that?
So after that, I woke up I gained my consciousness at around 6:30.
Okay. So you passed out?
Yeah, I passed out completely. So they had stolen one phone. I had 2 phones. So they had stolen one phone. The other one, it fell under the bed because I was listening to the Hope FM music at night. So it fell and they never saw it under the bed. So I took that phone and then I texted Bishop and I told the Bishop, Bishop, I was attacked by thieves at night and I think I'm dying. That's what I told him. Then that time his wife was the HR of the Nairobi Women. So she sent an ambulance to come and pick me and take me to Nairobi Women Adams. So I go to the Nairobi Women Adams. Before even they arrived, I had showered for over 50 times. Just trying to, I don't know. Response to trauma is so deep. You don't know how to respond to it. So I thought like taking shower after every 5 minutes will make me feel better. So I took showers after every few minutes. I take shower. After every 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I take shower. By the time they come, I've taken so many showers. So they come and take me. We go to the police station. I report. Then the police tell me to give them 5,000 to come and see how the door was broken into.
Wow.
Right? I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with you guys. So I'm taken to the hospital, I'm cleaned, taken through some trauma counseling. Then from that point, now I'm in hospital throughout because I had to go through corrective surgeries. So I'm in between Nairobi Women Hospital, Kenyatta Hospital, Nairobi West Hospital. Those ones were my hospital for the rest of the year.
These are whole year. When you talk
A
of
whole year from now, 10th of February, now to 17th December. I'm rotating around those 3 hospitals. So then I had several surgeries and of course several therapy sessions, many of them. And personally I made a determination that I want to heal, I don't want to die. But on one of the surgeries in Kenyatta Hospital, a demonic entity entered into the ward in the 11th floor. And it came and started walking around my bed, telling me that God hates me. That time I'm on oxygen. I'm fighting for my life because I've had 7 surgeries.
You said a few corrections were being made.
Yeah. So that thing worked, and that night, because we were 6 in the ward, the rest died and I remained alone.
Wow.
And it started laughing. And I remember through those tubes, oxygen tubes, I just did my finger like this and started saying, nothing will steal my intimacy with God.
Wow.
Nothing will steal my intimacy with God. Doing my finger like this. And that one was my deliverance point.
Wow.
Let me cough a little bit. That one was my deliverance point.
It's okay, sorry.
Because it jumped off the window and left. And from that time now, my graph of my health started coming back to life.
Wow. So you are almost dying.
I was dying because even the surgeons were saying my survival is at 2%.
Wow.
My survival was at 2%. So from that point now, my graph, my health and my life started coming back. So after that, I was discharged in December. Then I'm missing church because I'm a worship leader. So I go for counseling at Nairobi Women. Then I start looking for ways Now I didn't have a home to go to. So I was hosted by a church mother at her place. So I started going for counseling and going for HIV tests. All of them read I'm HIV positive.
All of them?
All of them. Until one day Mrs. Bishop told me, I feel in my spirit you need to go for a final HIV test. And I told her, Mom, I've come to terms and to the reality that I have HIV and I'm willing to live with it. So please don't put me under pressure to go through another test that will confirm I'm positive. I'm okay being positive. Let me fight for my soul to be healed of the trauma and for me to come back to my senses and to gather strength to come back to my feet and continue serving God again. That's what I want. Then she insists and she tells me I'm sending the vehicle to come and just come, be tested. So nikaenda Nairobi Women Adams, nikaambia ninajua niko positive, lakini we testini kwa sababu mkubwa wenu amesema nitestiwe. Nyi test tu. Then I get tested and I leave without the results. Then later on I'm called by the hospital and the hospital tells me I'm HIV negative.
Wow.
So I just went to my knees and I told God, this is a token of your love in my life.
Because I remember you shared that 2 of your relatives
Yeah, they were HIV positive.
were positive.
Yeah, and it was known. So I counted it on God that God is faithful and he has not forgotten me. And I saw that as a token of his love and his faithfulness as a father towards me as his daughter. So that one was a miracle number 1. Then, of course, I continued going for the therapy sessions. Then I started coming to church kidogo kidogo. But this time now I had to tackle the church stigma.
Okay.
You cannot serve, you're a rape victim.
You mean
you
that,
will defile the altar.
You mean that happened?
It happened.
So kind of this story went public?
Yeah, it was public because my bill was too big.
Okay.
It was in terms of millions. So I had to put it in public so that I can find funders who can fund my treatment.
To get the money.
Yeah.
So now you've gone through a very heartbreaking event.
Yeah.
You're from one hospital to the other.
Yes.
There is a part of good news here that you're negative, but still there is a bill to pay.
There's a bill to pay.
You said they damaged your kidney.
My kidney, my uterus, my rectum, they were beyond repair.
So did they have to remove the kidney and the uterus?
Absolutely.
So did you have a kidney transplant or?
No, I have one.
So one was damaged and the other one can't function?
Yeah.
So now you're going to church. This is the house of love.
Now I'm going back to church. People know I'm a worship leader. Actually, before the gang rape, I was the team leader for some years. So I'm going back and I meet, there's another team leader who tells me he cannot serve with me because he thinks I am cursed.
Wow.
And these rape issues that have been following me, it's a curse.
Wow.
So I will defile the altar.
Wow.
So he puts me to sit for the next 1 year, 8 months.
So this is the leader telling you?
Yes.
This is church?
This is church. So I had to deal with a lot of stigma in church until church stopped making sense. And my passion for God started slowing down because I've stayed in church forever. And all those things have never hindered me from loving God and serving God. But now it's the church that is discouraging me.
Wow.
Putting me on stigmatization and discussing me unnecessarily, talking so bad of me unnecessarily. At some point, I started dating one church mother, talked to the guy and told the guy, this girl has gone through too much rape. She's cursed. Leave her alone.
You know, our time.
Yes.
In 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Someone is watching and they're identifying with your story.
Yeah.
I know healing is a journey.
Yeah.
What is that one thing that keeps you going?
Look for your own healing. That is what keeps me moving because I've sought for my healing. I've looked for counsel from people that the Holy Spirit has led me to seek help from. I've sought for prayers. At some point, the church, some church members told me that is a deliverance issue. There's no deliverance I've not looked for. There's no therapy I've not looked for. But I have decided to fight for my own sanity. I've decided to fight for my own sanity. I've decided to fight for my own peace. I've decided to look for my own purpose because I believe that God cannot allow you to go through something if there's no purpose and divine wind that is blowing through that crisis. So I chose to look at it with the eyes of God, and it gave me hope and strength.
And healing is a journey, and you're still healing.
Healing is a journey of, I can say I'm at 80%.
Okay.
And the 20% it's on the way coming.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I know we've not exhausted the whole story.
That's right, yeah.
I really wanted to know the healing part, and I believe possibly we'll get another time to just look at that part, because it's very important for anyone that is watching. And you know, I want to say you are such an inspiration and an encouragement to many. And to them that I know there's a place, anyone going through GBV, I know there's a number. I think there's a number they need to call.
There's a number.
Yes.
There are some contacts. So right now it's off my head. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I want to say thank you very much for sharing your story. Thank you. Apparently that was a brief time. You know, this is one of the shows that you don't even know how to end them. So thank you very much for joining us. This is the Crossroads segment. And, you know, just going by that story, one of the things I discovered is that, one, pain will never serve you notice. And pain will always come without any notice. Very few people prepare for pain. And that's why we are taught many things in life, but no one has ever taught us on how to go through pain. When you look at life, pain is like fuel. It can either burn for destruction, and pain can also burn for motion. There are people after very painful encounters that picked that pain as a platform and decided to run. And others, after pain, that is exactly what destroyed them, and they're trying to pick themselves up. I want to read a scripture in the book of Psalms 56 and verse 8. And the Bible says, you number my wandering, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? I will repeat, Psalms 56 and verse 8. You number my wandering, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? I just want to remind you that God numbers our wandering, and God also has put our tears in his bottle, and they are captured in his presence. We can cry before men, but no man has the final solution. There is only one that has the final solution. In the book of Revelation says, and all tears will be wiped away. As we go through life, you are either in pain, out of pain, or going through pain, because pain is a part of life. Healing is also a process of life, and we must be intentional. And my discovery about healing is that no one will ever walk with you towards healing. Healing is a very personal path. We can walk with you, but we can never walk you out of pain. And the challenge is that even as we walk with you, it will reach a point whereby we will also enter into moments where we need people to walk with us. And this is a part of life. And I know everyone, if you are beyond the age of 12, you have either gone through pain, or you are in pain, or you are getting out of pain. I began by saying, we have been taught about success. We have been taught about many things, but no one taught us about pain. And that's why when pain comes, we do not know how to behave. Some go to alcohol, some go to drugs, some enter into depression. But allow me to tell you, there is one that strengthens the weak, and his name is Jesus. There is one that comforts. There is one that gives strength divinely. There is one that walks with men, even in the waters and even through the fires. So don't quit, don't throw the towel, don't surrender. Rise up, wipe the dust, and continue with the journey. I feel like telling you, repeat after me, that pain is a part of this journey. May God bless you. This is the Angaza Show, and thank you for joining us. See you in the next episode. And remember, you can follow us on our Facebook platform at Angaza KBC. God bless you.
Mtetezi